broadcasting stations.
Oh, yeah.
It's time for Wolo and Friends on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Presented by Homer Skelton Hyundai. Here is your host, the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin.
Welcome in on a monstrous Monday. Hey, why monstrous? Well, the final major is in the books. You realize now, 4 different players won all 4 majors. That means we got depth for sure. And the winner of the British Open, the Open Championship, Cam Smith, is a first-time winner. Fitzpatrick, who won the U.S. Open, was a first-time major winner. Scotty Scheffler was a first-time major winner, was he not, J-Mo?
He was.
Pretty sure he was. And the winner of the PGA was Justin Thomas, who's not a first-time major winner, second-time major winner, both of them from the PGA. And we'll talk with our good friend Ted Butler and probably some TJ Reeves about all of that. Home Run Derby tonight. We'll definitely talk with TJ about that. Jimmy Shapiro's got odds that are out on the Home Run Derby. I was like kind of peeking at that. So just, you're a baseball guy. You're wearing a Braves cap today. I don't know what the heck you got the Knicks cap on. This is baseball time now.
Summer League Championship. They lost.
They
though.
did lose, probably because you wore the hat.
That's probably right.
So who do you think, because I listen to you and John Harden. You guys do love baseball. I appreciate that about you and your show. Who do you think is the favorite to win the Home Run Derby?
Pete Alonso
Yeah.
has experience, so I would have to say him.
2-1.
That sounds about right.
Next is Kyle Schwarber, ex-Cub.
Above Soto.
Above Soto is 4th. So Alonso 2-1, Schwarber 7-2, Ronald Acuna Jr. is 3rd at 6-1. Soto is 7-1, tied with Julio Rodriguez. Then Corey Seager, Jose Ramirez, and the old man is the longest of the shots at 22-1. Albert Pujols. You know what?
It's value.
Albert Pujols puts a show on, and we got to talk with Brett Norsworthy about that tomorrow. We're going to talk with Gabe Kuhn because today is the beginning of SEC Media Days. But Albert Pujols, you know why he's down 22-1? He puts a show on in spring in batting practice every day, I'm told. The reason is because there is a stamina thing with fatigue involved in the Home Run Derby, and they think, because he's the oldest guy ever to do it at 42, and he could be fibbing about that 42, by the way, it's tough. It's really tough.
That's why I believe in Pete Alonso with the experience factor of knowing at winning, but also knowing the time and the stamina thing is huge. You see when they call those timeouts during the Home Run Derby, I mean, they're gassed when they're getting a breather.
They are. They are. And so that's why Pujols is down. Wouldn't that be the story if Albert Pujols at 42 plus won that thing? So we got lots to talk about today, and it is the beginning, and I love it. Here's the beauty of life, right? The changing of the seasons. We see the last golf major is being played. Now we start thinking about football. Well, we got baseball. We got World Series to start. Down the stretch we come, but we've got football with SEC Media Days today on the docket. It's Ole Miss, it's LSU, it's Missouri, and, of course, Sports 56, as always, has a presence at SEC Media Days. Gabe Kuhn and Brett Norsworthy are there for the station. They're going to be on all the shows, and they will be on this show in about 10 or less minutes. I'll let you know I'm sitting in the Family Leisure studio, and the vacation at home sale continues. They want to keep going with this thing because it's been so successful. With the play gyms and the trampolines, you got $500 off. The hot tubs in stock, ready to go. If you pick it up, it's $1,000 off, and if you're a do-it-yourselfer, you can get an above-ground pool. Not too late for this summer because we're still in the middle of July. You know it's hot until October. Get that. Pick it up yourself. Install it yourself. You can save $1,500. All you got to do is get to I-40 and Wooden Road. And as always, our title sponsor is Homer. Homer Skelton Hyundai in Olive Branch, where Chris True and his gang, and they've been together a long time, always make it as easy as they can for you to get new technology, and there are more and more new cars coming in. I can't wait for this chip shortage to be over. But it's here. So sometimes some dealerships use the law of supply and demand. Those prices go up on new cars. You'll never pay more than sticker price at Homer Skelton Hyundai. Again, that's Chris True's pledge. You never pay more than sticker price at Craft Road, the first exit in Mississippi, and Highway 78. That's the home to Homer Skelton Hyundai. Always on Mondays, and before we head to Atlanta for SEC Media Days, we've got precious metals. I'm giving a bronze medal to the ladies who participated in Ryan Silverfield's University of Memphis Women's Clinic on Friday. These ladies are going to call 90 women signed up to X's and O's and run some drills down on the indoor field. Many of them have been there for all 9. This thing started with Justin Fuente. He did 4 of them. Norvell did 4 of them. COVID knocked it out for Ryan Silverfield. And then Silverfield and all his new coaches, Tim Crenshaw, Matt Barnes, Charles, the special teams coach, they knocked it out of the park. They were really, really good, and it was excellent. All those ladies who showed up get a bronze medal. Silver medals to second-generation baseball stars who were drafted. The 1 and 2 draft picks in this year's Major League Draft were sons of Major League players. The number 1 player taken overall, high school shortstop. His name, Jackson Holliday. A year ago, well, just a few months ago, he was playing shortstop for his high school baseball team. Now he's the number 1 pick by the Baltimore Orioles. He's the son of Matt Holliday. How about that?
Former Cardinal.
I know. Second pick. Name is Drew Jones. Dad, Andrew Jones of the Braves, of the uniform that J-Mo's got on. So second generation guys, first 2 picks in the MLB draft. For that notion, I give MLB and the teams that drafted them a silver medal, and then the gold medal has to go to Cameron Smith, the Australian star who wins his first major. He's the best putter on the tour. There's no doubt about it. I think he may be the best putter. We're going to ask Ted Butler about this since Ben Crenshaw. He is incredible. I loved what he said, too. He liked being a guy who had to play from behind. When he was amongst the leaders on Saturday, he played very conservatively. He called it defensive, where all he was trying to do was hit the ball in the middle of the green and not make any bogeys, and he got a lot of pars. When you're behind, he had to go for it a little more. It really worked out for him. 5 straight birdies to start the back 9. 64. That's the lowest final round ever played in major competition at St. Andrews. Wow. And I think he's the first guy since Nicklaus to win a Players and an Open Championship in the same year. What a year for Cameron Smith. He gets my gold medal.
His back 9 was unbelievable, the way he's making putts. My bronze medal, we just mentioned, it goes to the Blazers, who win the Summer League Championship, which doesn't really matter a lot, but Trendon Wofford from Birmingham, Alabama, Mountain Brook High School, won the MVP of the Summer League, which is a big step. 3rd appearance for the Blazers in 5 years in the championship, their 2nd win in that span. So the Kings of the Summer League right now, Trailblazers. My silver medal goes to the New York Yankees beating the Red Sox 14-1. Matt Carpenter has 7 RBIs, the 2nd time he's done it this year. There's only 4 Yankees in the history of the franchise to have 2 7 RBI games. Gehrig, Ruth, DiMaggio, and Matt Carpenter now.
Wow.
So an unbelievable category
And
for Matt Carpenter.
this guy came off the retirement bench.
Literally, he's been at like 160 the past 3 years. He goes to see some magic hit doctor. Now he's hitting 360. Unbelievable.
That's incredible.
Unbelievable. And my gold medal, Friday against the Phillies, Sandy Alcantara on 106 pitches, 8 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, 12 strikeouts. That's significant. It's his 13th straight start with 7 innings pitched or more, 8 of those 13.
Wow.
8 innings pitched or more, a dying breed.
Yeah.
He has a 1.76 ERA, a whip below 1, and his opponents this season hitting 190 against him. So unbelievable. Has the highest WAR in baseball, too. If the season ended today in the NL, probably the Cy Young.
So which pitcher has now taken perfect games into the 7th inning this season?
It's the guy for the Indians, right?
No, I don't think.
Or the Guardians, I'm sorry. Let me look.
I thought that's where you were going with that medal.
No, just the 13 straight starts at 7 innings or more, the dying breed.
No, that's right.
Could be Verlander, though. Verlander's gone.
It's Verlander.
Yeah.
He's taken 2 games into the 7th inning with perfect games, and I think he's left. He might have gone 9 innings with 1 hit, is all. Or into the 9th.
Complete game, yeah. He had a complete game with 1 hit.
Wow, that's pretty impressive stuff, too. So there is some starting pitching impressive performances even in this day and age, and they need to be recognized. I love that. My Rust medal, very simple, Sergio Garcia. He's never happy. He's the biggest whiner complainer. And frankly, if he could putt like Cameron Smith, he would have won 15 majors because he strikes the ball darn well still. But, he's always got some sort of chip or some sort of inequity in his head that he's put there. Now he's going to quit the DP Tour in Europe because he doesn't feel they love him. First of all, he had that blowout. What was that? What tournament was it? Was it the Hartford where he went crazy when they assessed him a penalty?
That's right. I can't wait to get off this tour.
That's what he said. Now he's saying about the European Tour where he's supposed to be loved, where his legacy is made because he's played half of his life there. He doesn't feel the love, so he's going to quit there, which, by the way, means he won't play in any more Ryder Cups, and the odds are pretty good he won't play in any more majors. He said, being an honest assessment, he probably wouldn't have made the Ryder Cup team next year anyway because he's not playing well enough. He says, my legacy is set. I don't really have to worry about much anyway. But he's quitting the European Tour because he just doesn't feel the love. Well, you're the reason that they don't love you. You get my Rust.
My Rust also goes to a golfer, but I can't hate him too much. Rory McIlroy became the only player in a major with a 54-hole lead to hit every green in regulation in the final round and not win. That is according to Justin Ray Golf on Twitter.
Wow. You know what's interesting there, seriously, and he said it himself. He was a great lag putter. He didn't have any bogeys, played it safe. I mean, Cameron Smith just came and took it away from him. But Cam Young was also able to eagle the 18th hole, which everybody could drive. That's the craziest thing about St. Andrews. I want to ask Ted about that too. I mean, did you ever remember, how many greens could they drive? It was like 7 greens they could literally drive and have chances for eagles. And when you're 20 under in a major, I mean, I don't know that I like that.
Birthplace of golf, though.
But there were no wins. That's why I was listening on Sirius XM, and they gave this incredible fact. The warmest temperatures for the majors this year were at St. Andrews. Now, that can't happen.
Out of character.
Usually, they got sweaters on. It's 30 degrees. Winds howling. Nothing like that. The warmest temperature in a major this year was at St. Andrews. That's absolutely incredible. And those are our precious medals, good and bad. It's brought to you by the Spirit Shop. Weekend's over. Time to stock up. You know that. It's time to get ready for another long week and weekend, and maybe you'll be out on the golf course and you're going to want something afterwards. The best place to go. So beautifully located and around since 69. It's the Spirit Shop. 4848 Poplar in St. Nick, right down from Clark Towers, that little log cabin that has a lot of stuff inside. Anything you need. If you want the best of wines or liquors, tequila, gin, vodka, whatever it may be, they've got it. They've also got middle ground, and they've got the best of the bargains. And if you're looking to get educated what makes a particular spirit special, You'll find out, and you'll get a preview of what Eddie, Connor, and his family think might be the next great up-and-coming wine or spirit. All you got to do is go in, and you will get educated. That's the Spirit Shop at Poplar in St. Nick. We head to Atlanta to get educated. Gabe Kuhn is standing by, and we got a bunch of sponsors for SEC Media Days, including First National Bank and Trust, Landers Ford in Collierville, Mossy Oak Golf Club. I love that place. Memphis Tourism, Ronnie Grisani's Goulds, Belly Acres, The Commissary, Golf Sticks Pretzels, which come from Mossy Oak, and Quick Close Cell plus Jason's Deli. What a deal. And that means we got two guys there. Stats, who will join us tomorrow, and Gabe Kuhn. How are you, my friend?
I am hanging in there. How are you guys doing?
Excellent. So tell me, is this your first SEC Media Days?
Oh, of course it is. Of course it is. I'm getting the lay of the land. I got a good guy to get the lay of the land with Brett.
Yeah, what's his?
He knows his way around. Yeah. Something like that. But he knows his way around here, so I'm getting in tune with how we're supposed to move around here.
Today is Ole Miss, LSU, and Missouri. What are your favorite storylines for either the league or these teams? What are you most interested in hearing?
Obviously, I want to hear Lane Kiffin speak every time he speaks. He always seems to bring it, and it's fun. Now, I know that Greg Sankey has said, hey, we're going to keep all the back and forth to a minimum, but usually Lane Kiffin brings it. The one thing today I'm very curious about, and we can leave Mizzou out of this, I think Eli Drinkwitz has a lot of work on his hands. Last year, not a very good team. But Brian Kelly, in his sort of first SEC Media Days with LSU, is something I'm keeping a big eye on. To sort of see how he responds to all the offseason stuff. I mean, we're holding everything against him except for how he coaches, right? And we know how good of a coach he is. 166 and 62 as a head coach in college football. I think he had 113 wins at Notre Dame. But all we can talk about this offseason is how he pronounces words, his fake Southern accent, and all we can talk about is what he's doing on the recruiting trail and all of the dancing to rap videos, the whole thing. So I'm curious how he conducts himself. And to be honest with you, when I look at teams in the SEC that are going to fly under the radar, and usually it's not this way, I feel like LSU is one of those teams. Year one with Brian Kelly, did a decent job in the transfer portal. I think they can be better than what people are going to predict. How good?
Are you saying that they could win the West with Alabama and A&M?
Oh, no. Don't go that far.
Okay.
But I think a top three finish could be a potential for them, and we'll see it really early. I mean, we'll see it in week one when they deal with Florida State in New Orleans. And I think we'll get a good idea of what that team will be. But we know one thing that Brian Kelly does is coach football very, very well. And I don't see why that would change at LSU.
I really think this is a true test for Brian Kelly. Because Brian Kelly is always, well, not always, because he was at Cincinnati where he did a good job. But Brian Kelly has had the benefit of being at Notre Dame. And I don't believe that the competition in Notre Dame's schedule has been anything like the competition he's going to face at LSU. So we're going to get a real measurement of just how good Brian Kelly is.
And if he flops, I'll tell you one thing. Just looking at this offseason, how he talked about Notre Dame, right? I mean, saying, I went to LSU because I didn't feel like I could win a national championship at Notre Dame. And obviously he inferred it. He said, I feel like I can win a national championship and recruit better at LSU. And obviously I get that there's academic hoops he had to jump through at Notre Dame, although they didn't seem to matter. He recruited well still. Yeah. But if he said all that this offseason and then flops right on his face, that's going to look bad. That's going to look bad, and we're going to have to discuss it.
Ole Miss has to replace a quarterback. There are a couple of guys that are there. One's a transfer. Can they replace Matt Corral?
Now, replacing Matt Corral, in year one, no. I don't. To have a guy with that type of mastery on the system that Lane Kiffin runs, and not to mention Matt Corral, when you look at the run-pass option and you look at what Lane Kiffin likes to do offensively, he was perfect. I mean, he was absolutely perfect. He did everything that you could potentially ask for out of a guy in Lane Kiffin's system. So I would imagine there's going to be a step back at that position. Luke Altmaier and Jackson Dart are going to fight it out in the in fall camp. And by all accounts, I mean, it's interesting. You bring in Jackson Dart, 5-star,
right.
well thought of out of USC, worked with Graham Harrell while he was there, played the back half of last year for USC. You expect him to come in and be an immediate starter, but all I hear from Ole Miss faithful, from people that covered, obviously I work with one every single day. You used to work with one in Brett Norsworthy. It sounds like Luke Altmaier, who was another recruit in his own right that was very highly thought of. He was a 4-star quarterback. He may be in this whole thing when it's all said and done. So we'll see what happens there. But I do think this year, and Lane Kiffin's done a good job of running the football. Been top 3 both years he's been in the SEC at yards per game rushing. I think that running back room is one of the best in the nation, and you got to see firsthand. You've seen
Bentley.
Ulysses Bentley the fourth.
Yeah.
A lot of people around the country know Zach Evans. Zach Evans from TCU, run, catch. He can do anything out of the backfield. That is going to be one of the deeper and better running back rooms in the country. So I think whoever's at quarterback is going to have somewhat of a safety blanket with those guys in the backfield.
I will say this. What a job Kiffin did at replacing that running back room with those two guys
Yep.
you just mentioned, because he lost some pretty good running backs, and it doesn't look as if they're going to slip a bit. All right, last thing, Missouri also on the docket. What do you expect from those Tigers?
Now, I'm gonna have to sort of see exactly what they're going to look like this year. I'm curious. You came off a year during COVID where you were 500, and you were replacing a coach. And I'm very close to Barry Odom. I thought they got rid of him a little bit quick, but getting Eli Drinkwitz is fine. That's all well and dandy. But you had a little bit of hope. In 2020, 2021 comes along. You hire Steve Wilkes as a defensive coordinator. It absolutely falls flat. And they're going to have to prove it. Connor Bazelak's no longer the quarterback there. You don't have as much experience. Brady Cook is going to be the starting quarterback. He's from Chaminade. Shout out St. Louis. Shout out St. Louis Private School. He's there he was there at Chaminade, but he's going to be the starting quarterback. They did a good job, believe it or not, recruiting this year. They're going to have a true freshman wide receiver in Luther Burden on the offensive side. But it's hard to project what they can be this year. It really is, because Eli Drinkwitz, before he took that job, was just a one-year head coach at App State. I mean, this is the first real experience he's gotten dealing with a whole bunch of adversity. Truly, really and truly, and I know this. We're talking about talk radio, and we have to have opinions on these things. But it truly is a wait and see for Mizzou this year. Hired new coordinators, tried to figure it all out. So. We'll just have to have to sit back.
I think that's fair. I kind of like Drinkwitz, but I do agree. There is definitely a shadow of doubt about that particular move. All right, last thing, because you brought him up, Barry Odom. I'm assuming he's happy with his family in Fayetteville. Do you think he will get another shot at being a head coach? Does he still aspire to be a head coach?
So here, and this is, I talked to him last week via messaging on Twitter, got to go back and forth and just sort of talk things. He enjoyed his time in Memphis, by the way. I mean, he absolutely adored the city of Memphis. But here's the thing about him is getting spurned by your alma mater that way, getting spurned by Mizzou the way it happened. And realistically, before he got in there, we know Gary Pinkel had a lot of success at that place. So there was a level of expectation he didn't necessarily meet. But there was a 5-7 team he took over. He did pretty well, got them to about 8-5, never won a bowl game. I understand all of that. So he feels pretty spurned by the way that all ended up, because he thought he had it good. He had friends as higher ups in the athletic department, and they still ended up firing him. So for him, I think there's still an aspiration to be a head coach, but there's a caveat there. It has to be a perfect situation for him. It can't just be the first thing that opens up, whether it's Group of 5, Power 5. I think he's waiting for something he's very, very familiar with, and something that he really sort of knows the area. We'll wait and see what job that would be.
I truly hope it happens for him. I don't think it can happen here again because of the way he kind of took the job and then didn't take the job.
Right.
That rubbed people the wrong way, and you can understand exactly why that would be. But you can also understand he wanted to go back to his alma mater, and it is a Power 5 situation. But I really like his family quite a bit, and I like Barry, and I hope it does happen for him. Hope you enjoy your first day at SEC Media Days in Atlanta. I know we're going to talk to Brett tomorrow and you again on Wednesday, so we're looking forward to all that.
Absolutely. Appreciate you guys.
Thank you. That is our friend Gabe Kuhn, live from SEC Media Days this year in Atlanta, Georgia. This portion of our show is also brought to you by Miramichi. I played golf at Miramichi yesterday. You can play down now if you want to. You know, they had the Bubba there. 2 girls that won it. One came from China, one from Japan. And the winner, the girl from China, shot 21 under. And they kept having to back up the tee boxes because these girls were hitting it so far. The guys were playing from the tips. That's 7,400 yards. I think they finished 6 or 7 under the winner. I mean, the young players are so good, but they got tested. The men did. The boys did from Miramichi. Now, you don't have to play 7,400 yards. Yesterday, I played 6,300 the Golds. That's a fair test. You can play up to 5,500 if you would like to. All you got to do is go and enjoy the stream and the waterfall. That was all going on yesterday. I love that back nine. It's like a walk in the woods. It really is. 330 acres of natural beauty, plus the test of golf, plus, when it's not too hot, the terrace on the top of 9 and 18 is the best view of all. Full-service bar, TVs, everything. The best view in all of Shelby County. What an experience. Miramichi, 12 minutes from downtown in Woodstock. Let's pause for a second. When we come back to Tampa we go. It's time for TJ Reeves in just a sec.
Be sure to follow us at Sports56 WHBQ on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube to watch live video of our shows, stay up to date with station events, and have chances to win prizes. Don't miss out on anything that's going on. Follow us at Sports56 WHBQ.
Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Chris Price here for Brian Elder Roofing. Have you been turned down by your homeowner's insurance in the past 12 months for damage you believe you're owed? Call Brian Elder Roofing now. Our professionals will do a no-obligation, thorough evaluation of your property and document all damage we find. Our fully certified Hague inspectors are trained to identify storm damage to assess and build a full estimate in a language your carrier will understand. If there is no damage found, we will tell you just that. We build a data file of your actual storm damage for your carrier, all at no cost to you, free. So call now for your comprehensive roof guarantee from Brian Elder Roofing. Call us, 867-0303. That's 867-0303. Or schedule online at brianelderroofing.com. Because if you think it's a claim, we'll help you show it's a claim.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Hey, Jeff Allen, could things get any hotter in Memphis? Summer's here and I'm ready for a road trip.
Then come see me at Gossett Kia South Mount Moriah, where the deals are hotter than the weather. 2022 Kia Forte LXS, $199 a month, and a 2023 Kia Soul LX, $248 a month. Both 36-month lease and $27.99 due at signing.
Hey, Jeff, I got to bring the family.
You need 3 rows and 7-passenger seating. 2022 Kia Sorento LX, $339, 36-month lease and $34.99 due at signing.
And your Kias are always equipped with a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty.
So whether you live in Horn Lake, South Haven, Olive Branch, or Memphis, you'll be happy at Gossett Kia Mount Moriah.
2680 Mount Moriah or KiaMountMoriah.com. 650 acquisition fee, 30,000 per year, 26 excess mileage, 0 security deposit, Forte NE 492,084, MSRP 21,065, Soul P718, 7730, MSRP 21,720, Sorrento NG 137,060, MSRP 32,595. Includes all rebates and incentives. Must finance through Kia. Excludes tax title and license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 8/122. Dealer stock only.
Brett Norsworthy here. Join me with Gabe Kuhn for SEC Media Days, July 18th through the 21st at the College Football Hall of Fame in Atlanta. Sports Time with Gabe and Stats will be there with conference insiders, players, and coaches. All-day coverage all week long from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. from SEC Media Days. Brought to you by First National Bank and Trust, Landers Ford in Collierville, Mossy Oak Golf Club, Memphis Tourism, Ronnie Grizzani, Schools, Belly Acres, The Commissary, Golf Sticks Pretzels, and Quick Close Sale.
Ole Miss Rebel Yell is back. The Rebel Yell Hotline Radio Show is back on WHBQ Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Every Monday night at 6, hear the latest news on your Ole Miss Rebels with Yancey Porter with 24/7 Sports, former Ole Miss defensive tackle Mike Fitzsimmons, Gordon Ford covering SEC Sports Call, and former Ole Miss baseball announcer Gary Darby. From kickoff to free throw to extra innings, your Ole Miss sports on the Rebel Yell Hotline Show right here Monday night at 6 on Sports 56 560 AM and 98.5 FM. Your Mid-South Sports Station.
Now back to Wolo and Friends on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM, presented by Homer Skelton Hyundai. Here once again is the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin.
Have you seen the latest weather report? They're saying next week, like next weekend, all the way through Wednesday, if you do the what does Channel 3 do, the +3, so it's like 10 days out, 101, 102, over 100 degrees. You know, I feel this sense of relief, honestly. My air conditioning system works so darn good. You know why? I'm a Comfort Club member of Conway. I get the tune-up every year, every summer, every winter. You get the Freon leak check. If you get it in the summer, $69 to make sure, peace of mind, your system works so you're cool and your system's going to last longer. Oh, by the way, your MLGW bill is going to be shorter because you're in tune. 16 points inside, they make everything go in harmony. Then outside, they go to get all the dirt, the leaves, the grime out of those outdoor units. And you are in perfect harmony. Your system lasts longer. You can't beat it, and your house will be cool, and you'll need it. All you got to do is call 384-3511. Conway Services, heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric. To Tampa we go. I don't think even Tampa is hotter than Memphis. Good morning, TJ Reeves.
Good morning. We are hot. I don't know about heat index there today, but we're headed again for another like 105 here. So welcome to July.
Yep.
Great there on the AC plug. But yes, we need to cool off. I still share with you that maybe the hottest that I have been, at least since the Twins have been born, is when we were in Memphis 2015. And you remember again, as I jog your memory, we brought you donuts.
Yes.
That day at the radio station.
Yes.
I came in to the radio station with you, did the live show with you for like an hour. And then we went to the Memphis Zoo, like we talked about, and the tiger was in the moat, up to his neck in the moat, cooling off at the Memphis Zoo because it was like 115 that day. So are you telling me it's that hot?
It is.
Right now in the River City, or what's up?
Mike, well, I'll tell you exactly what the temperature is. At this very moment, it is 79.
It's cooled off, though. It's cooled off. Rain last night.
Wow. 70, that's cool.
79 headed for what, though, later today?
It's only actually going to be 93 today, but it is absolutely going up. Wednesday, 101. Thursday, 101. Friday, 103. Let's forget that. Let me ask you this question. Very easy question. Do you like major championships when the winner's 20 under?
I would say no. We like it to be more competitive than that, but we understand what the circumstances were, which is the course is baked out for the rollout and the run, and that's because they hadn't had any rain.
Yeah.
And there's only so much they can do if the wind doesn't blow, especially. The great equalizer is the wind blowing as much as the rain and the cold is the wind blowing. So if the conditions lay down and you've got a baked out course, that's what you're going to get. And what a performance by Cam Smith, obviously. That had like three different directions that it could have gone there in the final round, and it, including looking like a coronation for Rory McIlroy.
Oh, yeah, definitely. At
then,
the midway
wow,
point.
what a performance.
Yeah, no, at the midway. Well, here's the weird thing, too. As long as we're talking weather here, you realize the warmest temperatures at any major championship this year were at St. Andrews, where we've seen it in the 30s and the wind howling. I mean, that's why it got to 20 under. Cam Smith, though, and I'm going to ask Ted Butler this question a little bit later in the program, but Cam Smith, I hate to go to extreme hyperbole here, but it may be true. He may be the best putter we've seen since Ben Crenshaw. He's amazing.
I don't know. That Tiger Woods guy was pretty good.
He was.
He would make a lot of things too. But, yeah, I mean, the fact that he had the stat, I heard Paul Azinger, love him on the coverage with the stat, he had 12 putts on the back nine. He had 6 one-putts. Wow. So that tells you how good he was. Or he made, yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
he
it's
12
5 straight
on the back
birdies.
nine.
That makes sense.
6 of them were one-putts. and a tremendous 2-putt there at the very end on 18 just to seal it when it looked like a playoff could be looming as well. And it's remarkable to hear some of those stats that I don't know if you're familiar with a couple of these that have been circulating around now for about the last 24 hours or so. McIlroy, since the statistics were being kept for greens and regulation and things like that, they go back over 35 years. McIlroy is the first player, the first and only, to be leading after 54 holes, tied for the lead or leading after 54 holes, hit every green in regulation in the final round and not win the championship.
I know.
How about that? I mean, those numbers would tell you that. And as somebody else pointed out, he only hit the ball in one bunker. 72 holes played, one bunker, and it's Saturday afternoon, and he holes out from the bunker. In a course that has 180-plus bunkers. Right. He only found the bunker once, and he made a hole out, and he still didn't win the tournament.
Well, he never had a throw-up hole like Cameron Smith did on Saturday, where he hit it into the gorse, into the bush, into the – it was crazy.
Well, that's one of those
you got to make putts.
To your point, if that happens on Sunday – that's the end of you.
Oh, yeah,
but
absolutely.
Because it was happening on Saturday, he had plenty of holes the rest of Saturday and Sunday to obviously overcome it.
That kid kept his cool. I mean, that was really amazing for guys. Look, he's 27 and a half or almost 28, and he never won a major before. Usually, if you're going to be a great player, you win it a little bit earlier than that. But, we've had different major winners each championship this time. Scheffler, JT, Fitzpatrick, and now Smith. It just shows you how deep the game is.
Yep. First time ever in the same calendar year of majors that all four of them are 30 years or younger.
Wow, I didn't know that either. That's
another
great.
stat. I'm
That's
here with all the stats for you, Wolo.
You're helping me out. All right. Home run derby tonight. I was a little surprised. Jimmy Shapiro's odds. Pete Alonso is the favorite to win the home run derby.
By the way, Tampa, Florida's Pete Alonso. Henry B. Plant High School, the high school of T.J. Reeves as well.
No.
Pete Alonso, New York Mets. Yes?
Obviously, he's 20 years after you, correct?
Are you trying to make me out to be old on your show and make me feel bad?
I always talk about you being young.
Are you trying to make me feel bad that I was doing
old.
sports? Wait. Are you trying to make me feel bad that I was doing sports radio in this market when my mentor, Dave Woloshin, turned me loose on the world after being at Memphis State, and I was doing sports radio in this market in the early 90s before Pete Alonso was born?
I was just going
to
say,
trying to make me feel old?
Not even in high school, before the guy was born.
Correct.
Yeah. So is he going to win tonight?
28? He's like 28 or 29.
Yeah. Is he going to win?
I don't know. I know he's seriously, legitimately. I know people that know him. He is still struggling from the car accident in March, the rollover accident. He's physically fine, but it has, and he's admitted this, and he'll probably talk about it here at the All-Star game. It has caused some issues with anxiety, PTSD, driving, those kind of things that we kind of take for granted. He is still plagued in some regards by this because that was an awful rollover situation where he could have been much more seriously hurt, where somebody hit him and his car flipped during spring training down in the Port St. Lucie area on the southeast coast of Florida. So we'll see how he does in this one. I have to confess to you, I'm not a big home run derby guy anymore. It has kind of just lost its novelty with me over the years. How much of this can we really watch over and over and over again? I know there's practically nothing else on tonight.
There's some
maybe
drama.
A movie with the wife and the twins tonight, but the novelty is lost on me. It's not lost on you to watch some of this?
Well, yeah, it has been, but I'm interested in this one for a couple of reasons. I like Kyle Schwarber, ex-Cub, and I'm still mad at the Ricketts for the way they just dismantled that team. And then there's Albert Pujols.
Correct.
Pujols, by the way, is plus 2,200 or 22-1 because he's 42, and he could be lying about that. He might actually be older. But wouldn't it be so? You know why they say Pujols won't win this? Because he puts a show on every night in batting practice.
Right.
The reason they say he cannot win this, why he is last on this list, is because of age. They think it's you have to really battle through fatigue to win the home run derby because there's a cardio aspect to this. So I find that fascinating.
And remember, it's like unlimited swings as long as you don't make the outs. And for some of these guys, that might mean 15 home runs in a round or whatever it is without making the outs. So you're taking an extra 10, 12, 15 swings than what you would normally take, or maybe more, in a batting practice round. And then you're taking many more of those rounds than what you would normally take. I still remember when you're talking about this, when Josh Hamilton, speaking of the Tampa Bay area and the Rays, former number one pick of the Rays,
right.
When Hamilton won it, and I think he was with the Rangers then, or was he with the Cincinnati Reds?
I think he was with the Rangers.
He may have been with the Rangers. All right, he had like 57 home runs or whatever, something literally ridiculous like that night with how many he hit.
Yeah.
There was a lot of discussion about what that not only took out of him for the All-Star break, but it took out of him for the part of the second half of the season.
Oh, come on.
Because of, and how it may have messed his swing up. Because he was just bomb with the home runs.
That's like when you play in a scramble and you're a golfer, how you try to kill the ball every time, and it kind of screws up your scramble.
Well, right.
All-Star game. Who do you like?
You always got to go with the American League if you're in American League town. I know you're closer to the Cardinals in the National League. We're interested here on whether Dusty Baker makes the decision on Ohtani as the starter or Shane McClanahan, the 99-mile-an-hour fastball guy for the Rays, as the starting pitcher for the American League.
Well, I
and look,
can answer that for you.
The starter's going one inning.
Who does America want to see? They want to see Shohei. Come on.
Oh, of course. But, I mean, the
Shohei's
starter's going
the
one
show.
inning. Ohtani's going to pitch one. McClanahan's going to pitch one, and then they just keep going down the list.
They do. I always like the All-Star game because it's the truest All-Star game. I mean, they really play. I don't know that they play to win like they used to, but because they try to get everybody in and take guys out when they shouldn't. But it is, of all the All-Star games, it's the truest. The NBA and the NHL don't even try to play any defense. In the NFL,
correct,
they should be playing flag football. They don't want to get hurt, and I don't blame them.
And so you're saying we're not going to see a Pete Rose runs over Ray Fosse moment in an All-Star game again?
I don't think we'll ever see that again.
The kids have to YouTube that one. J-Mo's got to YouTube that one if he's not ever seen it. And speaking of never being the same, Ray Fosse went on the injured list, the catcher for the A's, who were really good in the early 70s, and he was never the same after a play in an All-Star game, a play at the plate.
Well, you also have to realize that's before interleague play. I mean, the American League and the National League never played each other except for the World Series and the All-Star game, so there was league pride. It was a whole different era, that is for sure. TJ, we got to run. As always, we appreciate it. Try to peek at the Derby tonight before you watch your movie.
I'll watch a little of that, maybe a little of the All-Star game. It'll be football before we know it. We got the SEC Media Days. We got NFL training camps. It'll be football before we know it, but we're enjoying the rest of a hot summer. You boys be well.
Okay, thank you. That's TJ Reeves down in Tampa. He's brought to you by the Eflin Insurance Team. They do insurance a little differently than most. They do it collaboratively. That's right. It's like a team, and they want to know your family to make you part of the team. So, Matt or any of his crew, Grant, Andrew, Heath, they'll sit you down. They get to know you. They get to know your family, what's important, what your assets are that really need to be protected, and how much money you've got to protect those assets. And then he figures it out and protects you the right way. That's for home. That's for auto. That's for life insurance. And if you've got a small to mid-sized business, commercial insurance is one of his specialties for those entities. All you got to do is call 901-386-4777. That's Gurr, because he's a big Tiger fan. That's 901-386-4777. That's the Eflin Insurance Team. Back in a second, we'll figure out why Cam Smith is so darn good and how deep the PGA is when we talk with our man Ted Butler on golf in just 1 minute.
You have opinions?
Yes.
Of course you do. Everyone does. Hit us up on the AutoZone listener line. 360-8255. 360-8255.
I'm here with Kyle Storms from Big Green Egg. Kyle, I hear people all the time say how they love their Big Green Egg, but what makes a Big Green Egg so great?
Thanks, Stats. The fact that our grill is made out of the highest quality ceramic allows our customers to smoke, bake, roast, sear, and grill, all while locking in the most amount of heat and flavor in their favorite foods.
What kind of fuel does the Big Green Egg use?
100% natural lumpwood charcoal. That's really where half our flavor comes from.
How many sizes does the Big Green Egg come in?
We have 7 different sizes and all different configurations ranging from metal stands, wood tables, and metal carts with a lifetime warranty. So we really do have a size and price point for everyone.
Where can someone go to see the entire lineup of Big Green Egg?
Garden Spas and Pool, Germantown Hardware, Hamilton's Fireplace and Grills, East Memphis Ace, and Cordova Ace Hardware.
It's time to get road trip ready, and we got it covered at Gossett Kia on the Pike. Let's get 41 MPG Highway in 2022 Kia Forte LSX, $199 a month. Pack some fun in 2023 Kia Soul LX, $248 a month. Both 36-month lease and $27.99 due at signing. And get 3 rows and 7 seats with 2022 Kia Sorento LX, $399. 36-month lease and $34.99 due at signing. And all Gossett Kias come equipped with a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. New adventures need a new ride. Ask for Bobby J. He'll put you in a new Kia today. Gossett Kia, 1900 Covington Pike, or shop 24/7 at KiaCovingtonPike.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
650 acquisition fee, 30,000 per year, 20 cents excess mileage, 0 security deposit. Forte, NE 492,084, MSRP 21,065. Sold P718,7730, MSRP 21,720. Sorrento, NG 137,060, MSRP 32,595. Includes all rebates and incentives. Must finance through Kia. Excludes tax, title, and license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 8/1/22. Dealer stock only.
Moving is stressful, but Black Tie Moving can take the worry out of the process. Whether you're moving across town or across country, moving your home or your office, your personal moving concierge from Black Tie Moving will work with you to design a plan that perfectly fits your budget and needs. And they're available 24/7 to answer any questions you have. Give Black Tie Moving a call at 901-316-6196 or go to blacktiemoving.com/Memphis to get your personal, no obligation quote from the moving experts at Black Tie Moving.
Now back to Wolo and Friends on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM, presented by Homer Skelton Hyundai. Here once again is the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin.
So you're thinking about selling your home, and one of your buddies sells real estate's a great golfer. Well, let me tell you about Sheldon Rosengarten with Mark Bensdorf. So he's the exact opposite. Loves golf, terrible golfer. Great real estate agent. So if you want somebody that's going to spend time selling your home, using a strategic marketing program, moving your house within a very short timetable, and not worried about how good he plays golf, he's your guy. It's really easy. Talk to Mr. 3-Putt, or Sheldon lost his ball again. Call him, 483-0546, or go see MemphisRelocate.com. Go to the website, learn a little bit more about him. He's a guy who doesn't have time for practice. He never gets better at golf, but he moves everybody's homes. That's Sheldon with Marks Bensdorf. Again, that number, 483-0546. Ted Butler, as always, joins us now. If I would have told you back in April, the warmest weather we would have for any major would be at St. Andrews, you would have told me I was crazy.
Absolutely. That was unbelievable. I mean, you couldn't ask for better conditions. You know, all 4 days were great. Well, chilly in the beginning, but yesterday and the day before were perfect.
Well, 20 under is ridiculous, right? I mean, I never remembered, seriously, that you could drive. How many greens could they drive? 5 or 6 greens?
Yeah, there are 5 or 6 for the big hitters, yeah. And even the not-so-big hitters are only hitting flip wedges. You know, it was basically a drive and a wedge course. And par 5s you can pretty much reach into. It was pretty defenseless, except for the greens.
Where do you put Cameron Smith in terms of putting ability? You know, going back to when you've been studying golf your whole life.
Well, the first one that comes to mind is Ben Crenshaw. You know, he's got the same kind of fluid stroke, and his putts, they die at the hole. You know, they fall in the edges. You know, he never runs them 8 feet by, and his technique is interesting, and he doesn't take a practice putt. You know, he sets up to it, looks at it the third time, and then he putts it, and says he rarely practices putting except inside 15 feet, and most of his putting practice is in a mirror, doing a setup.
Really?
So
wow.
It's a gift. I mean, it's just a gift. You know, he said it's just almost natural to him.
How many more do you think he wins? This is the one that could open up the floodgates. He's not the youngest guy in the world, but as TJ Reeves just said, he is the 4th guy this year. We've had a different major winner. Scheffler, his first. Fitzpatrick, his first. Smith, his first. Justin Thomas won a second, both PGAs, but it's the first time that all 4 major winners are under 30.
Well, I just don't know if anybody can dominate the majors anymore. I really, really thought Rory was going to win. When he got 2 ahead, and maybe a little too conservative. His iron play, his wedges were certainly not as good as they had been. And Cameron, he just seems like he's got no fear. He seems laid back all the way. He hits the ball long enough. He's not a killer, but he's a good iron player and a great chipper and putter. I mean, it's hard to say. There's so many people out there that can win majors. It's hard to pick a dominant guy. I don't think there is one right now.
I'm with you. This is the deepest, and I think that 4 different major winners, all under 30, tell you this could be the greatest era of all time. They were coming off the era where Tiger Woods was incredibly dominating, and he may end up being the last guy to ever dominate like that. There was a little subplot with Phil Mickelson because of his popularity, but the guy that could have approximated that, and it would have gone a long way yesterday for him to win, but he hasn't won in 8 years now, and that is Rory McIlroy. And I really thought halfway through that final round he was going to win for the first time in a long time, and it would have been perfect. I mean, that was really – he was getting the kind of crowd support that Tiger would have gotten in America. He was getting that right there in St. Andrews.
Well, I think he's going to be the face of golf, from now on. He's loved on both sides of the pond. I mean, everybody likes Rory, and if he can win a couple and being the head guy and representing the tour like he is, his future is bright. He's just got to put it all together.
Well, he didn't miss a green yesterday. In 72 holes, he was only in 1 bunker. I don't know what he could have done differently except have a better putter, and that belonged to Cameron Smith.
The statistics of being 5th in greens in regulation and 2nd in putting usually means you win by 5 or 6.
Yeah.
But a lot of the greens he hit, he was 40 feet. That one putt was 126 feet, and he hit it to a foot. So he didn't make the 12 to 15 footers like the one on 17 that he needed to make to win the thing. His wedges were not as good as they have been all year.
I do think it was interesting that Smith admitted afterwards, Saturday he played defensive. He said, I was happy I was playing from behind because it made me be more aggressive.
Yeah. He didn't have his best stuff Saturday, and he hung around, as Randall Chambly is apt to say about most guys that win. And they hang around, and then on that back 9 yesterday, he just blew the doors off. I mean, 30.
5 straight birdies. Wow.
He's impressive.
He truly is, and the game is in a great spot. That's for sure. So that's the future. It looks like the past is our guy Tiger. I know you boldly predicted that he would win this thing. I think everybody except Johnny Lyon on our panel on Wednesday thought that Tiger would make the cut, and he wasn't close. He missed by 9 strokes.
Yeah, but did anybody else in 4 rounds of golf see somebody in a sand-filled divot on the first hole with a perfect tee shot?
I know, that was very unlucky. And then he had another putt that I thought could have changed things on the second day a little bit, that actually did a 360 all the way around and out.
Well, I thought he should have made the cut probably, but as far as shooting 20 under par, that was not happening. I mean, I never thought anybody was going to shoot 20 under par on that golf course.
No. So I don't think we'll ever see it again.
Factor. I don't know how. They got to make it more defensive somewhere.
That is the lowest.
Tiger said he's not going to play this year. He's done for the year.
No, he's done for the year. That was the lowest final round ever at St. Andrews in competition.
Yeah.
I did though feel wonderful, but I'm not really that hopeful for results, but I was really pleased that Tiger said, I don't know if I'll ever play again in competition at St. Andrews, but I am going to play in more British Opens. And he said, plural open. So he obviously is hoping to play for a couple more years.
Well, he says openly that he's addicted to golf. He said, I just am addicted to the game. Can't help it. And he British Open next year is at Hoylake, where he's already won. So, if he takes, I don't know how much better his legs are going to get. It just, the pictures we saw without the bandage on looked awful. I mean, I don't know how, and that relates into your back, when you're hobbling, just everything's out of kilter. So I don't know. Hopefully it'll be better.
I hope he can get stronger. I know that's what he's going to do. He's just going to work out until he can get that leg strong enough to really be able to walk 72 holes again. And I hope he gets there. I wouldn't be something if, he could play the senior tour because he could ride a cart, but he's never said he was going to play the senior tour.
I just don't think he will. I can't imagine. Well, I don't know. If he's addicted to golf, he might like it, but I just don't see him playing the senior tour. Yeah. But, I mean, why work out as hard as he does every single day in the morning, pre-round, post-round, the pain he's going through every single day, playing and not even playing. I mean, how long can you take that?
I don't know. But if anybody can, it is one Eldrick Tiger Woods. Ted, as always, we appreciate it, and we'll chat with you next week.
Okay, Dave.
Thank you. That is Ted Butler. He's brought to you by What the Doctor Ordered, Poppy's Pills. That's the great Pilsner that comes your way from the folks at Grind City Brewing right here in Memphis. You can't beat it. When you are getting a product that's made right here, I always try, when I go and have beer in a restaurant, I always try to support local. And there's nothing better than Grind City. I love their Tiger Tail, too. But I'm really sold, especially in the hot weather, on the Pilsner. That's Poppy's Pills, ultra crushable. My kids like to say it's light, crisp. And here's the best part. It's refreshing. After a round of golf or mowing the lawn or working on your pool, you come in, pour yourself a Poppy's Pills, and you feel refreshed. You really do. You can get it in 6-packs or 15-packs. The colder, the better. I enjoy it ice cold. It's What the Doctor Ordered from Grind City Brewing. It's Poppy's Pills, the Pilsner that all of Memphis loves. That'll do it for us. Johnny Radio is next. Don't forget tonight, the Home Run Derby. Tomorrow we'll talk about it.
I often say they've set the bar for the